You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
So here's what happened. A pretty remarkable scene unfolded in Beijing recently, and it stirred up a lot of debate here in Australia. At the heart of it all is former Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews, who appeared at a massive Chinese military parade, one that showcased the country's firepower and included some of the most controversial figures on the world stage: Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Now, the event itself was described as commemorating 80 years since the end of World War II and Japan's defeat. But beyond the historic symbolism, China made no secret of wanting to display the progress of its military. From advanced drones and laser systems to ballistic missiles and modernized battle equipment, it was clearly staged to show strength, not just remembrance. Andrews, who has always had strong ties to China, was photographed in the so-called family photo lineup of world leaders. In that image, President Xi Jinping stood at the center with Putin and Kim at his side, and there in the back row was Andrews. To critics, it looked like an Australian political figure was lending legitimacy to a parade of dictators, as some in the opposition have labeled it. Reactions have been fierce. Shadow ministers said Andrews must explain what message it sends when an Australian appears alongside leaders accused of war crimes or international aggression. Former Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk even called it a bridge too far. Others, like Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen, defended Andrews, pointing out that Victoria has long valued its trade relationship with China and suggesting his presence was seen positively by Beijing. But what makes this even more interesting is that Andrews wasn't the only Australian figure in town. Former Foreign Minister Bob Carr was also in Beijing. The difference? Carr deliberately avoided the parade. He went to commemoration events instead, saying he didn't want to be anywhere near photos of military hardware or strongmen leaders. He made it clear he was there to honor history, not to watch weapons roll through Tiananmen Square. Carr defended Andrews to an extent, saying Andrews can speak for himself. But he also admitted he personally would have stayed away from those photos. It's worth noting Carr has long argued China's wartime sacrifices should be remembered, especially since they tied down Japanese forces during the Second World War and indirectly helped Australia. The broader picture here is about how Australia manages its relationship with China. The federal government distanced itself, sending only a junior diplomat. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese noted that no major Western leaders attended, and embassy staff were the formal representatives. Meanwhile, Andrews, now out of politics and working in the private sector, went in a personal capacity, but still carried the weight of his former office. Whether he intended it or not, the optics are undeniable. Daniel Andrews was photographed in the same frame as Xi, Putin, and Kim, at an event designed to highlight China's military power. And as one analyst put it, that's the sort of photo that could come back to haunt him years down the track. Stay subscribed for more videos.